The story begins in a dark medical lab where a man, Song Biao, is conducting extreme experiments to save a woman's life. He extracts gene enzymes from various biological creatures and kidnaps thousands of girls for experiments. But as the girls start disappearing, the police also come to investigate. A woman arrives to stop him, saying that too many people have already died. But Sang Biao, without any guilt, declares that his experiment has been successful and that he will save his daughter. Just as he is about to inject her, the police shoot him. But at that moment, a powerful earthquake strikes, and Sang Biao is buried under the city's rubble. A scene from 3 years later is shown. A man, Sha Gen, is hunting in a desolate place with his bow and arrow. Suddenly, a giant crocodile appears before him. Sha Gen immediately attacks with a fire arrow, but the croc is not easy to kill. Just when it seems like Sha Gen is about to die, a powerful man, Dong Ge, pulls the crocodile out with sheer strength and finishes it off. Meanwhile, a little girl, Xiao Mei, is in her room drawing. Cockroaches are crawling around her, but she has become accustomed to all this. Suddenly, an old man arrives carrying a little water in his hands. Xiao Mei carefully filters the water, which is just half a bowl, but still priceless for both of them. People outside are also struggling. Sha Gen shouts that he has fresh hunted meat that can be exchanged for anything useful, but no one dares to loot it because they know that the real owner of the food is Dong Ge. Dong Ge believes in fair trade. Whoever brings something valuable gets a share. A middle-aged woman in leopard print offers her gold in exchange for a crocodile tail, but Dong Ge refuses. Gold is now useless. However, when the woman takes out a paintbrush and talks about future civilization, Sha Gen mocks her. At that moment, Xiao Mei also comes outside. Sha Gen focuses on her a little more because he likes her, but others like her too. Everyone praises Xiao Mei's painting, and even Dong Ge is happy because his character in the painting looks a bit thinner. Just then, a customized truck barges in among the people. Several men in police uniforms step out, claiming they are looking for a fugitive, but in reality they have come to forcibly take any strong men and women. The people do not resist, as if they have endured such oppression before. One man resists, but the police cut off his hand. After this, the leader's eyes fall on Xiao Mei, and he starts harassing her. Xiao Mei starts cursing him loudly. Just then, a boy, Xiao Shuai, comes to her rescue, but he cannot fight for long alone. Dong Ge is watching everything from a distance, but suddenly switches to action mode and takes down everyone. The leader reveals that his real boss is Lao Hu, who was presumed dead. But Dong Ge is shocked to learn that Lao Hu is still alive. Dong Ge takes a bottle of clean water from the leader and asks where it came from. Without thinking, the leader reveals that it was exchanged from an apartment. Hearing this, everyone is stunned that there is still a place where clean water is available. Dong Ge spares the leader and warns him to tell Lao Hu to stay within his limits. Out of fear, the leader and his team flee. The next morning, Dong Ge and Sha Gen are going to dump garbage when they see Xiao Mei standing with a new group. Among them is a woman who introduces herself as a volunteer from a shelter in Seoul. She explains that her mission is to gather young people to revive human civilization. She says that if Xiao Mei joins them, they will also treat her grandmother and provide them with food and water. Without hesitation, Xiao Mei's grandmother agrees. At night, everyone camps at one place. A new girl, Ju Yen, who is only 18, starts talking to Xiao Mei, and they quickly become friends. But while traveling, Xiao Mei's grandmother starts feeling unwell. Now, they could not move further. Seeing this, the woman leader says she can arrange for Xiao Mei's grandmother and another elderly family member to be taken to a nearby medical station, as the upcoming mountain road is even more dangerous, and two old people cannot endure the journey. Hearing this, everyone thanks the woman, thinking she is a very kind person. Her men take charge of escorting the two elders, but deep down, everyone feels uneasy as if something is wrong. On the way, the two elders keep thanking the men, and the men successfully take them to their destination. But when Xiao Mei's grandmother looks around, she realizes they are standing at the edge of a deep abyss. A nearby old uncle asks where the medical station is, but without hesitation, the men push him down. Immediately, another man stabs Xiao Mei's grandmother in the back of the neck with a blade. This exact scene is witnessed by Ba Gen and Dong Ge while they are hunting. Ba Gen shouts and rushes toward the attacker, but the attacker tries to kill him too. Without wasting a second, Dong Ge finishes the attacker. Another man gets an arrow straight through his chest. Dong Ge thinks it's over, but suddenly, the two fallen attackers get up without showing any signs of pain. Seeing this, Dong Ge is shocked. Meanwhile, another attacker is chasing Ba Gen. Ba Gen uses his hunting trap to ensnare the man, but the attacker turns out to be incredibly strong. He breaks his own leg and attacks Ba Gen again. Just when Ba Gen is about to die, a woman appears and decapitates the attacker with just 2 slashes. Dong Ge arrives and asks the woman who she is. Without saying a word, the woman throws her blade, which directly hits another attacker from behind. Dong Ge sees that the attacker is still alive, so he immediately cuts off his head. Once everything settles, they turn to look at the woman. She introduces herself as Hua Jie and says she has come specifically to find Dong Ge. She says she needs his help to rescue her comrades. Hua Jie tells Dong Ge and Ba Gen who these immortal people are. She explains that she was once a sergeant in the special forces. When the earthquake struck, her team was monitoring everything from a helicopter. While searching, they found an apartment building that was still safe. Inside, there was even an underground bunker, so everyone moved there. But then one day, a doctor named Sang Biao arrived. Since she was a doctor, she was obviously quite useful. However, over time, people started noticing that the children who went through her treatment never returned. Hua-ji questioned the doctor, but before she could get an answer, her teammate Ah Chiang suddenly shot a man without thinking. Hua-ji was already shocked, but even more so when the man came back to life. Sang Biao then revealed that she had injected herself with a special drug that had kept her alive after the earthquake. She could survive for months without food or water. Now, she was working on a drug that could make humans live forever without needing to eat or drink. Hua-ji found this idea insane and demanded to know what she had done to the children. But before she could get an answer, her teammates stopped her, and a huge fight broke out. Hua-ji managed to escape and began investigating Sang Biao's experiments. Realizing she couldn't do it alone, she went looking for Dongge. Meanwhile, Xiao Mei and her group arrived at a construction site. It was the only intact building left in the world, shocking everyone. Armed guards stood outside, making them feel safe. The native residents welcomed them and led them to a large hall, where Sang Biao appeared and introduced herself. She told everyone that if they stayed with her, they would always have food and clean water. No one would be forced to do anything, and together, they would build a new world. Each person was given a bottle of water. Xiao Mei was given a room where neatly arranged school uniforms were placed, along with a functional water tap. Having not bathed in 3 years, she was overjoyed. Then, the scene shifted to a fighting arena, where two groups were engaged in a brutal battle. The losers became furious and started a riot. As the fight became even more violent, Dong Ge, Ba Gen, Ya Jian, and Hua Ji arrived. A boss named Tiger announced that whoever killed Dong Ge would be rewarded with slaves. A gang immediately attacked Dong Ge, but he and his team killed them all. Dong Ge knocked Tiger down with a single punch, causing everyone to flee except for Tiger and a few of his men. Ba Gen found a box filled with guns. Dong Ge demanded to know where they got their weapons and water from. Finally, Tiger confessed that they had a deal with the people from the apartment. In exchange for weapons and water, they kidnapped young people and handed them over. As soon as Tiger confessed, Dong Ge killed him too. Meanwhile, Xiao Mei was told to go to the 8th floor, where students were receiving training. All the young people were being sent there. Parents were told that they could meet their children if they requested, which reassured a girl named Ju Ye's parents, and they willingly sent her. However, the reality was much darker. The parents were secretly sent to an underground factory, where they were forced to purify water as slaves. Meanwhile, Xiao Mei and Ju Ye were introduced to a classroom full of students who seemed strangely blank, as if their minds had been wiped. Ju Ye was happy and actively answered questions, quickly becoming the teacher's favorite. At lunchtime, everyone was given food and water. Xiao Mei was cautious, but Ju Ye drank without hesitation. Just then, Sang Biao arrived and asked Ju Ye if she wanted to be part of a special experiment. Without thinking, Ju Ye agreed. Meanwhile, in the underground factory, Ju Ye's parents asked the soldiers to let them see their daughter. The soldier coldly replied that no such policy existed. The parents were horrified, realizing they had been deceived. That night, Xiao Mei attempted to escape. However, in the corridor, she overheard a conversation between Sang Biao and Ah Chiang. Ah Chiang reported that the underground factory was getting out of control, and Sang Biao needed to handle the situation herself. Xiao Mei listened carefully, and once Sang Biao left, she planned to sneak into her room. Inside, she found a photo frame of Sang Biao and her daughter, along with a black diary detailing her experiments, how she extracted reptile genes and injected them into humans, attempting to make them immortal. Then she discovered another door. Upon opening it, she found Ju Ye, unconscious on a bed with a tube attached to his body, extracting something from him. Just then, she heard the sound of a door opening. Sang Biao had arrived with Ju Ye's parents. The parents were horrified to see their daughter in such a state. Was this really their child? Casually, Sang Biao said it was just a small experiment. Then, she opened a cabinet, revealing her daughter, but only the upper half of her body. She was sitting in a large fish tank, with her heart still beating below. Ju Ye's parents screamed in terror. Hiding behind a curtain, Xiao Mei was frozen in fear. Ju Ye's father, terrified that his daughter might become a monster, tried to wake her, but as soon as he touched her, foam started coming from her mouth, her body convulsed, and she died on the spot. Enraged that her experiment had failed, Sang Biao stabbed Ju Ye's father in the throat. Ju Ye's mother tried to run, but Ah Chiang shot her in the head. Sang Biao washed the blood off her hands. Xiao Mei, still hiding, trembled with fear, covering her mouth to avoid making any noise. But then, Sang Biao pulled back the curtain. The scene cut to Xiao Mei now tied up in front of her. Xiao Mei screamed, demanding to know why they were capturing people and what they wanted. Sang Biao calmly explained that certain components from the pituitary glands of young people were crucial for her research. She revealed that the water they had been given contained those same chemicals. Then, she pressed a knife against Xiao Mei's throat. Meanwhile, Dong Ge arrived at the apartment in Tiger's car. The guards questioned why he was there since it wasn't delivery time. Tiger, pretending to be casual, said he was just passing through, but the guards grew suspicious and wanted to inspect the vehicle. Without hesitation, Dong Ge slammed the accelerator, reversing the car at high speed. Then he accelerated again, crashing through the gate and entering the compound. The guards surrounded them, but Dong Ge and his team quickly eliminated everyone with headshots. Inside, they found a locked door where their allies were being held. A single shot broke the lock and they rushed in. Dubuel checked each room, while Hua Ji found her teammates huddled together strangely. As she tried to wake them, one man turned his head and his tongue slithered out like a lizard's. He lunged at Hua-ji, but Dong-gae saved her. More lizard-like creatures emerged, attacking them, but Dong-gae and his team took them down. Chang ordered his men to make sure Dong-gae and his team couldn't escape. Dong-gae, sensing a trap, shot at a soldier holding a grenade, causing a massive explosion that wiped out their enemies. However, more soldiers approached from the distance. Thinking fast, Dong-gae shot a fire extinguisher, creating a smoke screen that blocked their vision. Then, using a shotgun, he blasted through a blockade. When the shotgun ran out of bullets, he pulled out a massive knife and charged in. Meanwhile, Hua-ji came face to face with her brother, Chang. Without hesitation, they began fighting. But Chang had an advantage. His body could regenerate. Hua-ji stabbed him in the eye, but it had no effect. As he pulled the knife out, his skin glowed like a lizard's. He then beat Hua-ji unconscious. Just as Chang was about to leave to save Song Biao, Dong-gae arrived, and their ultimate battle began. Meanwhile, Sang Biao injected himself with a new experiment. Looking at his daughter, he said, "I've finally succeeded." Xiao Mei laughed and said, "I never drank your water. Your experiment is a joke." Furious, Sang Biao moved to attack her, but suddenly, gunfire erupted outside. Shogun had arrived. However, Sang Biao took Xiao Mei hostage. A woman sneaked up behind Shogun and knocked him unconscious. Sang Biao then ordered Xiao Mei to be packed. Dong-gae and Chang's battle reached its peak. Though they were evenly matched, Chang's regeneration gave him an edge. But in the end, Dong-gae managed to defeat him and reach Song Biao's lab. Sang Biao was trying to escape with his daughter, but the crowd recognized him and turned against him. In panic, he fired his machine gun, accidentally killing his own daughter. He rushed to her, but it was too late. She had transformed into a monster. Without hesitation, Dong-gae shot Sang Biao dead. And then, for the first time in 3 years, rain began to fall.